Before we dive into Revit, let's organize the project files by creating the folder tree so that everything will be neatly organized. This project file is a root folder where all the things relevant to the project will be present. So let's create this folder tree. First, go to the drive where you want to save your project files, and then right click and select new folder option and rename it as project files. And now create subfolders like shown in this PDF file. Now let's create a new project file inside Revit. Double click on Revit icon. Click on this new button and select structural template from this dialog box and press OK. Now Revit took some time to load this template. Now let's save this project file by typing Ctrl+S. And select the location. For naming this file, I use this convention. Here, the prefix and project name represent first two letters of civil builders in the project name. And from this option, I choose maximum to 1 and press OK. After executing the first two steps, now let's move toward our third step, that is creation of levels. Levels are essential for creating vertical heights in a building. So let's jump to the Revit screen and create levels. We need to be in elevation view to create levels, so navigate to the elevation view. To create levels, use the shortcut L and simply click in the drawing area and drag toward the right side to create levels. We can modify its label and its elevation by click on it and type the required elevation in its name. Each levels create corresponding floor plans, which can be seen from this project browser. For creating your project levels, you have to review the PDF files. I have made these illustrations so that it can be easily understandable to you. All these levels are made by considering the road level 00. So here a raft top represents the top of the raft and underground water bottom represent the bottom of this PCC. And similarly review this page for your lift levels. Let's jump right into the Revit screen for creating our levels. These are the level details that I have extracted from my drawings. Let's replicate these levels in our Revit file. Use L for creating your levels. Rename it by simply typing. Here my project browser and properties panels are not visible. So right click and check this properties option. Similarly, right click and check this project browser option. Let's replace this level head with our customized family. So go to the insert tab and click on this load family option. From here, choose the required family. Click open. our family is uploaded, but to apply this, click on your level, and then from the properties panel, click on this header type. And from here, replace this symbol with our customized symbol and press OK. In our project browser, our floor plan views are organized based on the alphabetic order, but I want to rearrange them based on my elevation values. So I have to right click on the view all and then select this project organization. And from here, I have to create new and rename it as levels and press OK. And from the sorting and grouping, select sort associated levels and group by family and type and press OK. To apply this template, click on the level and press apply. Now we see that underground water tank at the top and low ground floor at the bottom. Now let's head on to our next step, that is creation of worksets. Worksets are like layers that enable different team members to work on different parts of the same project simultaneously without interfering with the other performance. Worksets help us to optimize the performance and manage visibility in a large-scale project. So this is the sequence that I follow for creating my worksets. To merge all of them in a single column, I use the command concatenate and then select my first text, use comma, and then select my second text, comma, third text, and close my bracket and simply drag. Now let's jump right into the Revit screen in creating worksets. First, navigate to the Collaborate tab and click on this Workset tool. In this window, we create the worksets. For new workset creation, click on this new button and type the name of your worksets and press OK. Now your new workset is created. And press OK again. We can also access this worksets option from this bottom bar. Now let's create other worksets that I mentioned in my Excel sheet. Before importing my CAD files inside Revit, I do some settings. I change each floor plans into blocks by using Command B and then change its coordinates. Select my floor plan and type B and then press enter and specify the name of this block and click on this pick point and use this as a reference point and then press OK. I repeat the same steps for other floor plans. Now copy these blocks by using Command Control C and paste it into the new sheet by using Command Control V. Now we have to move these coordinates, so use the Command M for move. Select this point and type its coordinates x 0, y 0 and z 0. And use Z space A space and save this as repeat the same step for all other elements. After all this did is work, now let's import our CAD files. So navigate to the Insert tab and select on this Import CAD option. Now from the block folder, choose your plan and then press open. Now let's head on to grid creation. Grid lines are essential for ensuring the accuracy because they align our structural elements. To create grid lines, navigate to the Structure tab and select Grid from the toolbar. Now from this Draw panel, choose the tool and click anywhere in the drawing area. Drag toward the right side to place your grid. Revit will automatically label this grid line. We can change its label by simply typing. We can also change the length of this by dragging. After this brief overview, let's create the grid for our project. For grid creation, use command GR, and from this draw panel, select this pick line option and click on this line and rename it as A. Similarly, for horizontal grid, click on it. Now do some settings on our grid lines. Select any one of the grid line and type IC for isolated view. To increase the length, select on grid line and drag them from the bottom handle. Follow the same step for our horizontal grid as well. Let's change this grid with our customized family. Go to the Insert tab and load the family. To apply this, go to the Edit type and change our symbol to our custom symbol and press OK to apply. And now type HR to reveal the hidden elements. To fix the position of grid, select the grids by drawing the selection and type command PN. Now let's head on to our modeling works. In the first stage, we create the 3D models of underground tanks. So first, activate the worksets from the bottom bar. For modeling of underground water tank, we activate the underground water tank worksets. So first click on the first row and then hold the shift key and click on the last row and uncheck all these options. Now just check the first row in the underground water tank and click OK. Now to activate the underground water tank worksets, click on this drop down arrow and check this underground water tank. Now our underground water tank workset is active. Everything we do is visible on this workset only. Now locate the position of underground water tanks. In these drawings, there are no underground water tanks shown. So we need to import another CAD file. So first click on this imported CAD file and press EH for hide that element. Now import another CAD file from the Insert tab and click on this Import CAD option. Now from this block folder and layout plans, I select this layout plan and press open. We have imported our CAD file and it's located exactly on the same points. It's happened because we have done some initial settings in our CAD files, so we don't need to adjust it manually. In this CAD file, we see the location of our underground water tank. Let's begin the modeling work by creating the floor. So from our PDF files, we see that the thickness of our PCC is 3 inch and the thickness of Raft is 30 inches. So first we need to create this PCC and then we move towards the RCC creation. I'll share all these drawings with you. So now let's move to the Revit screen and creating the floor. So first navigate to the Structure tab and click on this floor drop down and choose this floor structure. and select the floor type from this drop down. Here our required floor is not available, so we need to create that floor. So go to the edit type and select this duplicate option and create our new floor. For naming, I follow this pattern and then press OK. And then from the edit type, modify its thickness and change its material. From this window, search the material concrete and generate its duplicate and rename it and press OK. And select apply. Now our new family type is created, whose name is underground water tank and whose thickness is 3 inches. And from this draw panel, sketch the boundary. I select this pick line option and click on these lines of CAD file. And use the command trim to join them, TR. And check this option. We have created PCC, now created section. And double click on its heads to view this section. Here our PCC is below our required level. The bottom of our PCC floor is at 17 feet and 9 inches. So we need to modify our level. So click on our PCC floor and then from the properties panel, give an offset of 3 inches. Now our PCC is at required level. Now let's navigate to the floor plan and create RCC. Select this structural floor and from the properties panel, create a new floor from this edit type. Select this duplicate option and rename it. And then from the edit type, modify its thickness and change this material. And generate the duplicate and change its material name and press OK to apply. Then sketch the boundary from this draw panel. Choose this pick line option and click on these edges of this floor. Click on this check mark. Go to the section view, modify its level. Select your floor and give an offset of 33 inches. We are done with our PCC and RCC floor. Now our next step is assigning the reinforcement. So let's jump to the Revit screen and assign the reinforcement. Before placing the reinforcement, we have to adjust its clear cover. These are the covers that we have to provide based on our drawing notes. So let's create these covers first and then assign reinforcement. Go to the Structure tab and select this cover tool. And click on these 3 dots. From this window, create the covers. Add to assign the new cover and rename it. Select the floor and change its cover from the properties panel. Now I'll start assigning the reinforcement. Navigate to the Structure tab and click on this Rebar option and load your families. Go to the Structural Rebars and select all the shapes and press open. Now click on these three dots to view your shapes. To assign the rebar, first select the rebar type, then specify its shape, then mention its spacing, and finally select its plan. And now click inside the floor to place your rebars. Follow the same steps for the distribution bar. Select the bar, its shape, adjust its spacing, and then select its plans perpendicular to cover and simply click to place the distribution bars. Then click on the bar and adjust its position from these handles. In our drawing, the spacing is 6 inches and the bar number is 8. So we have to modify its spacing by selecting the bar and type its spacing. Now for the top bars, I select my bars and use the mirror tool. For activating the mirror command, type DM and then select the axis. We have successfully created our top and bottom main and distribution bars. Now assign the mark in the comments to these bars. It will be helpful during the scheduling and shop drawing creation process. First, select all the rebars using this filter option, and from the identity data, add the mark to these rebars. But comment should be unique. So for the top and bottom bars, I use these comments. Select my bottom bar and assign a comment. Now let's start creating walls. The thickness of wall is 18 inch. So first navigate to the floor plan view, go to the structure tab and click on this drop down and select structural wall. From the properties panel, choose the required category. As this category is not available, so we have to create one from this edit type. So click on this duplicate option and create a new wall and click OK. Then from the edit type, modify the thickness, that is 18 inch, and change its material by clicking this button. From this window, filter out the concrete and create a duplicate and rename this material and press apply in OK, and then OK, again OK. Now from this drop down, select this pick line tools and click on the edges of this wall. But before that, adjust the location line and its offset. Select the base offset is underground water tank bottom and top offset is lower ground floor, and click hide on this option. And now click on the edges to create your wall. Now go to the section view. Modify the levels of this wall, as this wall start from the top of this raft. So give it an offset of 2.75 feet. For select all the walls of same type, click on the wall and type SA and then adjust its space level to 2.75 feet and top offset is to lower ground floor. For 3D view, click on this home icon, and from this view we see that our walls for this underground water tank has been created. Click on the wall and from the edit type, assign its type mark and press OK. Similarly, assign mark to these floor elements. Select the floor and then from the edit type, assign its mark. To hide these bars from the 3D, use the visibility graphics. To access this, type command VG, and from here, uncheck this structural rebar option and press apply and OK. Now, upon hovering of your mouse, you didn't see any rebars. Let's start placing the reinforcement inside these walls. So first, navigate to the section view from this project browser and then go to the structure tab and click on this rebar. Now select bar type, assign its spacing, and then select the shape and adjust its work plan. And then click on these walls for rebar placement. Next, we place distribution bars. So navigate to the structure tab and click on this rebar. And then from the properties panel, choose the bar types and specify its shape and also assign its spacing. And select its plane that is perpendicular to cover. Click on the wall to place that reinforcement. We can modify the bar type, its shape and spacing even after assigning from the properties panel. You just need to click on the bar and select the required option from these properties panel. So now let's modify these bars as mentioned in our drawings. These are the specification of our vertical bars, and similarly for the distribution bars we use this specification. So for vertical bar we use 6 number bars, and for the distribution bar we have to use 5 number bars. Let's replicate these specifications in our drawing. So move to the Revit screen and click on the bars and change its bar type to 5 number and spacing 6 inches. After correcting the bar number and its spacing, now it's time to modify its length. So click on the bar and then from this edit constraint option, stretch these bars by using this handle and click finish to apply. Similarly, use the same method for other bar. We have changed length and the bar type. Now let's change this bend orientation. To change the orientation, you just need to press the space bar. We have corrected our bend angle from the bottom. but we need to modify it from the top as well, because in our drawing the band of inner bar is inward. Its shape is like this. So we have to select our bar, and from the properties panel give the orientation of this hook to 180°. Click on this box, and from the edit crop modify its boundary, and click on this finish button and hide this crop region from the bottom bar, and use command ZA for zoom all to fit. Now navigate to the floor plan view and select this imported CAD file and type EH. We have created the reinforcement for these two walls. Now we follow the same practice and provide the reinforcement and these walls. So first we need to create a section. Click on this section and use command RO to rotate, and check this copy option, and from here specify its angle to 90°, and then click to place the section. Now adjust its position, double click on its head. Press EH to hide this section. Click on this icon to hide this crop region, and then place the reinforcement. Use this rebar tool from the structure tab. Then select the bar type, spacing, and assign its work plan. Specify its shape. Now click on these walls to place the rebars. Select the distribution bars and change its rebar type. And now stretch these rebars by using these handles. Press space bar to change the orientation of bend. Now here, click on the bar and change its orientation to 180°. Now click on the bar and type command IC for isolated view, and select the bars by drawing the selection and assign its mark. Now move to another section and click on the bar and type IC command and follow the same practice. Select the bars and assign its mark. And then assign the unique comments for each bars for identification purpose. For this bar, I use this comment. And type EHR to reveal the hidden elements. Now move to the section 1 and repeat the same steps. and type HR to reveal the hidden elements, and press ZA for zoom all fit. Now navigate to the 3D view, and from the project browser, generate the duplicate copy of this 3D view using duplicate with detailing option, and type command VG and click on the first row, and then hold the shift key and click on the last row and uncheck all these options. Just check this structural rebar option and press OK. And again use VG command, and from the imported category, uncheck all these options and press OK to apply. And change detail level to fine and display option to shaded. Now navigate to the floor plan and give name to this section. We can also change the name of views from the project browser. Simply click on the view and rename it by simply typing. Next, we change the material of rebar. Navigate to the section view and select the bar, and from this edit type, change its material and search for rebar. Generate its duplicate, give it a new name, change its graphics, choose new color from here, and press OK and OK. To view this change, go to the shaded view. Similarly, repeat the same steps for number 5 bar. Select the bar, and from the edit type, change its material. Duplicate this material in assets and rename it as 5 number rebars, and change its graphics and choose red color for it. Now go to the 3D view and see the changes happen in it. For orbit around the model, hold the shift key and press the mouse wheel button. And for panning, press the mouse wheel button. To orbit around an element, select that element and then hold the shift key and press the mouse wheel button. So this time we orbit around this particular element. That's all for today's video. In the next video we'll proceed further. See you in the next video.